Sorry about those technical difficulties, folks, but we are back. Track and field also recently had their MIAA championship matchup this last weekend, and one member of that team is headed to nationals. Freshman Treasure Valerie is headed to Pittsburgh, Kansas next month to compete in the NCAA National Championships. Valerie had a phenomenal rookie season, setting the school record in both the 200 and 400 meter races. She has a chance to earn All-American honors as well as a national title in both events. Best of luck to Treasure Valerie as she represents the Broncos. Now over to the ice, the Broncos are set to compete soon for another national title, but before they hit the road, they received some honors. 5 Broncos have been dubbed with awards. Cameron Williams and Cash Reagan were named to the WCHL All-Rookie Team, and Doug Wakeland, David Burton, and Sam Sykes were named to the WCHL All-League First Team. Sykes was also named MVP of the WCHL. The Broncos have claimed the Western Conference title and the 3rd overall seed, which secures them a first-round bye in the upcoming playoffs. They will be back in action March 8th after the first round of the playoffs. Now to the Diamonds. Softball was on the road to Bethany yesterday for a doubleheader against Southern Nazarene, and it didn't go the way the Broncos planned. The Broncos started the first game of the day off getting 4 runs early on in the first. The Lady Cho's had a meltdown in the second, though, giving up an astounding 7 runs in the second. The Broncos managed to put up another one in the third, and it was scoreless through the rest, and the Broncos dropped the 5-7 decision. In the second game, however, the Lady Chos found their rhythm once again. The Lady Chos and Crimson Storm exchanged runs in the first and second, with the Broncos one-upping SNU by getting 8 runs in the third. SNU had a bit of a rally in the fifth, getting 5 runs there, but the Broncos were able to keep up ahead with 4 runs in the seventh to ice this one 14-7. The split brings the Lady Chos record to 8-6 on the season as they head north to Springfield, Missouri to take part in the Drury Classic. They're set to play 4 non-conference games before coming back home to open up conference play. They open the Classic against Minnesota Crookston on Friday early on at 9:30 a.m. in Springfield. Headed over to the other dugout, baseball was at home for a one-game matchup against Southwest Oklahoma State, and this team continues to be a fun one to watch. The Broncos are coming off a top 10 win against conference rival and 3rd-ranked Central Missouri and look to get a streak started. It was a slow start offensively for the Broncos as they trailed Swansea through 4 innings, and as smoke started to come into the Edmond area, the Broncos found fire and put up 3 in the 4th to take it to a 1-run lead. It stayed that way till the 8th when Swansea tied it, but that tie was not meant to be, and the Broncos got one more across home plate to take this win 4-3 and make it 2 in a row. The Broncos have their next conference matchup this weekend when the Missouri Western Griffins come to town. This series is set to start on Friday with first pitch at 5 p.m. over at the Wendell Simmons Field. Now, football season may be over, but next season is just getting started. The annual NFL Combine is set to start tomorrow afternoon in Indianapolis. The Combine is the biggest scouting event of the year for NFL, where the college's top prospects show their talents in front of scouts ahead of the draft in April. Over the next 4 days, all positions will be worked out, starting with defensive linemen and linebackers tomorrow at 2. On Friday, defensive backs and tight ends will take the field at 2, followed by quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs on Saturday at noon. Finally, the Combine will wrap up on Sunday when the offensive linemen hit the field at noon. You can keep up with all the events in the NFL app or streaming exclusively on the NFL Network. Finally tonight, the Thunder had a rematch against the Rockets last night, and the results didn't change. In a late time slot doubleheader feature, the Thunder were in Paycom for the 9 p.m. tip-off against Houston, where the Rockets had the early momentum going on into the game. However, that momentum was not meant to be for long as the Rockets fell apart late in the first half and were outscored in the second quarter by 11. The third quarter saw the Thunder and the Rockets in a tight game once again, but it wasn't long before Shai Gilgeous-Alexander found his second half stride, scoring 9 in a 3-minute period to get to 31 points on the day and help the Thunder ground the Rockets 112-95. Shai's casual 30-plus point bomb was followed by Jalen Williams, who had a great night, putting up 24. The win makes 6 in a row for the Thunder, and their record moves to 41-17, a tie with the Minnesota Timberwolves for second-best record in the NBA behind the Boston Celtics, and also continues the tie for first place in the West. They have a chance to make it a 7-game streak tomorrow when they head south down to I-35 to San Antonio to take on Wemby and the Spurs. Tip-off for this one is set for 7:30 tomorrow night in San Antonio. Emma Perla, the Thunder are looking pretty good after the All-Star break. Think they can keep that going in a rematch between Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah, Mark, last time we played against the Spurs, I believe we won by about 30 points.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that they're going to come back with another win. What do you think?
I actually just saw this on social media that their record this season is better than their record last season already, or not even done. So I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen. Thank you, Mark.